recently went down a rabbit hole investigating the Shiar royal family, and I discovered there might have almost been a secret story in Marvel's deep dark history concerning a few of these royal pains, specifically Deathcry, who I determined is almost certainly the daughter of Deathbird, and Adam X, the genetic son of Dakin and Catherine Summers. In Avengers 363, dated June 1993, Majestrix Lilandra is worried the Kree might attack the Avengers, and she sends Deathcry to Earth to protect them. Lilandra is warned by her counselor, hang on, she worked with Deathbird and is a dissident to your empire. But Lilandra is having none of it and sends Deathcry on her way. She fulfills her mission, and just 36 issues later, she leaves the team. Apparently, the Kree are of the if at first you don't succeed, give up mindset, as the Avengers no longer need any protection in Deathcry's mind. This is odd, right? The Avengers are the cream of the crop. They're the ones who protect people. They don't need what we later find out is a teenager coming to protect them. And Deathcry just deciding, yeah, they don't need me, I guess I'll leave. That's also really weird, right? Especially since we find out she got the same treatment her mom got. Her name is stricken from the record. I don't know if she would have anywhere to go back to, unless there's more going on here that we are not told. In Captain Marvel Volume 3, Issue 3, dated February 1996, Adam X teams up with Guinness Vale and discovers his connection to Dakin, Lilandra's brother. Shortly after the events of this issue, we retroactively got X-Men Legends Issues 1 and 2, where we finally found out Adam X was genetically the son of Catherine Summers. After Eric the Red was defeated by the Summers boys, the Shi'ar Imperial Guard show up, seemingly summoned by Corsair in case things didn't go how they planned against Eric the Red. It certainly seems Corsair is in control of the situation, but I'm a little dubious. Corsair is the one who explains to Scott and Alex how Adam is related to them, but how did he know about this? He was a slave in Dakin's house. Why would he be up on the cloning stuff going on in a palace when people in the actual Shi'ar court wouldn't have known about it? If they had, they would have acted much sooner, either to eliminate the son of the man who nearly destroyed the universe, or if they don't like Lilandra, try to control Adam in the same way Eric the Red did and use him against Lilandra. But none of that happened. For years, nobody knew about Adam. As garbage a father as Corsair is, I would think even he would have mentioned Alex and Scott's half-brother to them in the many times he had been with them before this moment. I submit to you, Corsair didn't know about any of this until recently. But how and when did he find out? Why, from Deathcry, indirectly. If we accept that Deathcry is actually Lilandra's secret agent willing to have her reputation and good name besmirched to aid her aunt, who is really more like a mother to her than her actual mother, a lot of this starts to make much more sense. Flashback in Chaos War Dead Avengers Issue 2. Lilandra yells at Deathcry for killing someone. Deathcry cries. She's probably not that good of an actress, so she thinks this is real. Maybe there was more going on here than what Lilandra said about the lady she killed, but she thought, I can't plead my case, she's mad enough, she won't listen anyway. Later, in secret, Lilandra comes to Deathcry. Maybe she has Oracle link their minds. Hey, sorry, I had to make it look good, I know you. If you killed that lady, I know you didn't do it just for funsies. But again, I had to make it look good. Why? What do you mean? I need you doing the most secret assignments for me, and the fewer people who know, the better. Even one of Lilandra's closest advisors later betrayed her, so since she's got two older crazy siblings out there, and people in her court who worked with or near both of them, she can't be too careful in sending people to do jobs for her. Lilandra publicly says, bring my no-good niece in, let's exile her to Earth, we can help our allies the Avengers deal with the Kree. But strictly speaking, that's not the main reason Deathcry is sent to Earth, but it looks good officially. She is actually sent to Earth to investigate Eric the Red, who Lilandra knows was on Earth in the last few weeks of her brother's reign. Publicly, Deathcry will work with the Avengers a little. We have to make it look good. You've got weasels like Henry Gyrick sniffing around. If Deathcry isn't hanging with the Avengers, he might talk to someone like Abigail Brand. Word might make it back to the Shi'ar corner of space. We need this exile to look official. But when she's not helping the Avengers fight MODOK or Kang, she's investigating Eric the Red. She can't get too close. Adam is teaming up with Guinness Vale, a Kree, and after the recent tango with the Avengers and the Kree, she might think twice before showing her hand. But she finds out what Eric the Red and his followers are up to, and she sends intel back to Lilandra. This would require just a tiny bit of fudging the timeline, as Captain Marvel Volume 3 Issue 3 is cover dated February 1996, while Avengers 389, where Gyrick tries to bring the hammer down on Deathcry for multiple openings of the Stargate, is cover dated August of 1995. Maybe Deathcry found out what Eric the Red was up to before Adam X and Guinness Vale teamed up, or maybe you just have to do a little finagling, say this storyline takes place a few minutes later, etc., to make this work. This makes Deathcry's poor widow o' me act in Avengers 389 make a little bit more sense, as Deathcry was originally written as a hardened borderline psychopath, and in less than 26 issues, she's being written by the same author author, mind you, as a poor frightened kid who gets upset when people start snooping around her opening a Stargate. Avengers 389 says Deathcry received a message from her nanny about her destiny, but the message is garbled, allegedly, from when Gyric's mandroids attacked. This issue also has Lilandra talking about how, oh, for the sake of us all, I hope she doesn't receive that message. Up until this issue, Deathcry's identity hadn't been confirmed to the audience or to characters in-universe, but in Chaos War Dead Avengers 2, Deathcry already knows who she is. Lilandra knows who she is. Lilandra knows Deathcry knows. So what's with this message and Lilandra's reaction to it? Keeping up appearances. Lilandra wants everyone around her to think Deathcry is a disgraced terrorist, and if we can blame the opening of the Stargates on her, all the better, when in reality, Lilandra had to go back on her word that the Stargate wouldn't be open in order to maintain contact with her spy. And this garbled message, always garbled. In case Deathcry was in mixed company when she got a hold of it, we needed it to look innocent enough, then when nobody's looking, she can decipher the real message, further instructions from Lilandra. As for Deathcry's insecurity seen in Chaos War Dead Avengers about how she wasn't worthy and how she was finally ready for a new name, Lifecry, I don't see that this contradicts anything that we've covered here. She was willing to be her aunt's spy, but that didn't mean she was happy with that line of work. She would much rather have been a public force for good, part of the Imperial Guard, or staying with the Avengers instead of being recalled to another part of the galaxy for more undercover work. Taking this back to X-Men Legends, it wasn't Corsair who went to the Shiar and told them about Adam. It was the other way around, after Deathcry relayed what she learned to Lilandra. Corsair, being the gold medal winner for the absolute bottom-tier moron of the Marvel Universe, thought shooting his son's half-brother in the head would be a good idea. Lilandra, though she says she'd love nothing more than to go have a picnic with Charles, she's politically canny enough to know that she could use Adam if he's interested. She's got one spy on Earth already, but Gyrick is getting too close. Might be better if Deathcry publicly decides the Avengers don't need her help anymore, so she's going to leave. If Adam's interested, he can be her new agent on Earth. In X-Men Legends 1 and 2, on a surface level, Adam says he just wants to fix tractors on Earth and stay out of Shiar politics. And in-universe, we don't see him for a while, not until the X-Men are living in San Francisco. But if you read between the lines, Adam wanted his brothers to be kept out of Shiar politics when possible, which admittedly isn't very possible when you're with the X-Men, but he accepted Lilandra's offer to be her eyes and ears on Earth. Maybe he isn't even aware he's working for Lilandra, to keep the X-Men out of the loop in case he gets too close to one of their dozens of telepaths. Not to say the X-Men can't be trusted, but well, no, they can't. They're just as likely to come out against the Shiar as to work with them. So having Adam act as a sort of Manchurian candidate might be for the best. What is Adam's mission on Earth? My guess is to keep an eye on Slipstream and Lifeguard, Deathbird's other two kids, at least from a distance. As long as Slipstream is racist against aliens, and Lifeguard and her boyfriend are trying to find him, they're not causing problems for the Empire. But if they start to get too noisy, Adam might suddenly remember he needs to report that to his aunt. I'm curious, does Xandra, Lilandra's daughter, know of her mom's secret spy network, and is she making use of it, or does she want to keep her hands clean of that sort of thing? This is more thinking about the Shiar political scene than I think most people have done in their lives, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, or even if you didn't, I'll be talking about something else in the future. Until then, have a good one.